Grand final preview brought to you by Regain. And, guys, Michael Maguire versus Craig Bellamy. Now, of course, Madge, he was served as an assistant coach under Bellyache for about 4 years at Melbourne. And let's have a look at what Madge has done in the years after the West Tigers. It's been pretty remarkable. Firstly, won the Pac Championships, Sean, like 30-0. Over the Aussies. That was incredible. Did you play in that series?
No, I didn't get selected. Thanks for that, mate.
Mate, you should have. It would have been 36
after the year I had. But no, he's an impressive human, Madge. Now, he cares about his players a whole heap, and he was exactly what New Zealand Rugby League needed at the time. And I do love seeing him win, because you know how much he cares, you know how much he puts into it. Now, off some of the stuff he's had to experience this year, to see him in the position he's in heading into this weekend. Look at him go.
Yeah, I know.
Look at him go.
Steady. And that's just getting through the warm-up.
He is, look, he's one of the real good ones. One of the real good ones. And, what he did with the Kiwis won't be forgotten anytime soon.
And 1-0 down, the Origin series, wins 2-1, New South Wales. And the thing about it is, at the start of the year, there was a lot of criticism about his training methods. He's known as uncompromising. But at the end of the day, to have success, you've got to pay the price.
Well, there's a lot of criticism, not just for these training methods, because obviously there was a bit of noise out at the Broncos that they were training too hard and whatnot, but it's paying dividends now, obviously, with the way they've come back into games at the back end of the game. So, but just the fact that the way Kevy Walters was let go as well and having to endure that, going up to the Broncos as a New South Welshman as well. So, he's had to deal with a lot, a bit of media, giving him a bit of a hard time, but well done to him. He's going to be intense. We always knew he was going to be intense. Like, that's his style. Yep. So it was just a point of getting the players used to that sort of stuff and getting in this a bit of comfort.
Don't you feel they're very similar, coaches?
Oh, very similar.
In the way, quite intense.
Well, I think you'd know if you stuffed up, you'd know about it.
Correct.
I think the way we all want to.
Fletcher, I reckon what was crucial for Michael Maguire was he served under Bellyache, but then he went to England for 2 years, went to Wigan, and went with Bellyache's ideas and formulated his own ideas. And I think a lot of people make the mistake. They take Bellyache's demeanour and ideas and try to straight away go to an NRL side and just whatever reason
I just mean that I suppose the ethos on hard work. Because the last 2 weeks, the way they got out of those when they were behind was just hard work. It wasn't any flashy Reece Walsh skills. It was just getting back into the game, playing really, really gritty football, and that was especially last week against Penrith, because they were shot. They were absolutely shot, but the off-season has obviously helped them out because they came home the stronger.
Bellamy, 11th grand final in
where did he start?
20 years?
Yeah.
22 years?
Yep.
Incredible.
Well, he just has a knack of, and we've all seen it. He has his nucleus of the outstanding players that we talk about week in, week out. Then he has what we were calling for his foot soldiers for a while, where he'll get a player, he knows what they can do, he watches them at other clubs, and he goes, you know what, I want that guy down here because I know I can mould him into what I want from him. So, and he makes it pretty precise that they know their roles. They know they don't have to play outside what they can't do and all that sort of stuff. And he's a successful coach because now he's got all these young kids coming through who want to be at Melbourne. Yeah. Like Jersey Flegg just won the competition. So, amazing. And they're going to filter through in reserve grade and whatnot and be first graders later on. So he's got a system down there which people want to go to because they know they're going to have success.
Yeah. When I look at Bellamy, I go, man, the turnover he had with Cronk, Slater, Smith leaving, to be able to maintain that level. Because for a long while there, it was like, well, you've got these players, right? You've got these players that win comps. But then you see what he's been able to do with his roster since. I scratch my head at how he's been able to do it. Like, it's so impressive. Amazing. It really is. In this competition where every other team's continuing to build, you get the likes of the Panthers and stuff, but he's always just there. And
Sean, before that, he lost Greg Inglis, of course, after the salary cap. Lost Israel Folau. Yeah. They just keep bringing guys in.
It's scary hours, especially if they're winning Jersey Fleet comps. Come on, man.
Well, and 5 of them were local kids too. So now they're starting. I mean, to have 5 Victorians, you say that 10 years ago. There's no way you're going to get
a young halfback there who's a Victorian. Man, he can play. Okay. Very, very good halfback. Now, some of the storylines in the game. Firstly, Jerome Hughes, right? Not enough has been made of this. Remember Shane Webb? He played in the grand final in Broncos folklore, and 5 weeks after breaking his arm, Jerome played this game, or played the semi-final, 22 days after breaking his arm
with a plate. So he got surgery. and he's got this arm guard. And they tried to get, I thought they would go at him a little bit more aggressively. Yeah, that's what I thought. But
he hit himself well though, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's what we watched it when we were talking about it. But there's still, you got to get to him.
See this here. See his try there. That was the moment where I knew he was going to be okay. Because he actually extended that arm.
Yeah, the shoulder.
He extended that shoulder and he still scored the try. But I've realised Jerome Hughes is really tough. Like, some of the things he gets up from, even he copped a head knock.
Yeah.
Yeah, like most halfbacks team are probably staying down. Yeah. You know, but
speak for yourself.
Or wearing crop tops.
It's not a crop top.
But he literally, the stack hat comes on and he just goes. Yeah. You know, he really does. So, yeah, he's obviously such a lift for their side, and he was a key factor of how they got through that semi.
Benny Hunt, storylines.
Yeah.
How good. What about it? Incredible. You spoke to Alfie on the radio.
Yeah.
It's a great story.
Here we go.
2015 with Alf when poor old Ben drops that ball. You know, Tom wants to. I apologise.
Let's have a look.
We're going to bring this up.
10 years ago.
You at home watching it, Benny? Yeah, good.
Beauty. God. Oh, God. But the next morning is one of the great stories. Like, Ben's really down the mouth. And Alf would think it'd be funny. As they're about to get on the bus, Alf's got a esky there, giving all the boys a beer. And what he does, he throws it at Ben, and Ben drops it, and he goes, "Oh, mate, like 2 in 2 days."
Yeah. It's good. It's a good icebreaker. Yeah.
What a story that'd be.
Well, he was enormous last week. He was. When we were watching the game last week against Penrith, they got in a bit of a hole, and he was a dummy half, and he was really laying down the law to them. I feel he's always a better hooker than halfback. I don't know whether that's but when he goes into 9, some of the defensive efforts he had last week were just phenomenal. So
that's a big weapon for him to start in the halves. Then Ezra comes on.
Yeah.
Now, if they can get line share possession early, Ezra and Walsh working in combination. But we'll get to that. Crucial men for the Storm, Cameron Munster. In my opinion, still the best big game player in the game. One of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And through this final series, he has been outstanding. And Sean, it's all about his running game.
Yeah, everything he does well is based off the back foot. I actually don't. This is kind of crazy to even think. I don't know if I've ever seen him play in better form. Yeah. He is in control of the result right now with how he's attacking the game. And at moments, he actually will go, you know what, I've got to rely on my own running game to generate ruck speed. Or if I do get ruck speed, I know how to get over the advantage line and set up players outside of me. So, yeah, I don't know. Just one of those blokes you love to see win. I don't know what it is.
Has he changed his style a little bit into a more of a running?
I think last year he was on one leg. He had those issues with the hips.
Yeah.
So for what he did last year was remarkable enough. So I just feel that now he's obviously 100%, and he's realising that that's always been his strength of his game.
Yeah, I know. When we used to preview Munster, it was always alarm bells. You'd be on your heels every time he took the line on. That's clearly his biggest threat. And then all of a sudden you get attached to his run, passing lanes start to open up.
Well, that's the thing about, like, Madge is very good at planning for players.
Yeah.
But how do you plan for a bloke who is so unorthodox and will react to a visual opportunity as opposed to planning it? And evidence last week, he sees Will Kennedy up and he just knocks it over the top.
Yeah.
Little things like that.
Yeah.
What did he say to you, Matty? Remember you interviewed him after that Origin series in... it was COVID.
COVID. After he had amazing Origin series, then won the grand final, and I said to him, "Money, when you go to the line, like, because you're looking for something, what do players see? What do you see? What are you thinking about?" He goes, "Oh, Matty, I'm a little bit like that monkey who just slaps those sort of things over his head."
Symbols.
I said they're called symbols. Equally bigger story is Benny Hunt, Adam Reynolds. He's the organiser. And last week, when they needed him much, that kick from the sideline, Sean, you'd have been in that position a few times.
Yeah, I've been in that position a few times. Not sure I've had that outcome. But I spoke to him last night about it, and what was even better about that moment is Reece Walsh actually opened up with the kicking, and he's just gone to Walshy in that moment and said, "Look,
I need it.
This is my time."
Yep.
And that's what you want from your elites, from your leaders. And, like we spoke about Madge earlier, I think about Adam Reynolds. He is the most ideal halfback for a coach like Madge. Madge is all about pressure, field position, where you turn the footy over, and you got this guy at your helm leading that. Yep. It's like an extra coach on the field, right?
Yep.
So, it's going to be such a fascinating battle between Hughes and Reynolds this weekend, but for different reasons. Can't wait to see that.
He's been good, Renault. Well, last week when he came back, like, he'd be better for the second time out. But just that little bit of polish at the end of the set. Yeah. That's the crucial thing.
Well, it's his short kicking game, isn't it? That's the key. And he set up a try for Katoni. It was a little deflection, but they still scored from it. But that's his bread and butter. Just rolling it in, making sure they get a repeat set, tire out the opposition. But even too, he's little chip and chases as well. Like he's got great vision of where his fullback's sitting or the opposition fullback's sitting. So he's potent that way as well. But yeah, I think, look, he's obviously had a fair bit of time out with that hamstring. So there could be a big game for him on Sunday.
Does he need to run more, boys? Coming back from, or does he doesn't need to? Because the strengths are, that right side is pretty strong with Katoni.
I think for Renault, less is better.
Yeah.
Because I think if Renault tries to control the game too much, the tempo slows. That's his natural game. He's one of the few blokes who can really, like Jason Smith, play slow. Yeah. Where I think with the Broncos, just work them to an edge and get the ball into the hands of blokes like Walsh.
Well, that's what Billy Walters was doing before he got injured. That's very, very simple. Let Walsh do the heavy lifting in regards to that. Just get to the point on the field where you need to get to, without running out of room or whatnot. And then let Walsh do his thing on the back of that. And that's what it. Look, everyone was a little bit concerned about Reynolds coming back last week, the way Walsh was playing, but I don't think Reynolds didn't overplay his hand at all and just did what he needed to do, rolled those kicks in, got repeat sets.
The audience here, they're going,
let's go.
I told you this was a funny show. This is boring as dirt. We'll get there.